Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this webinar featuring the Port of Seattle. Over the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to introduce you to the largest and the best West Coast home port, the port that receives 45% of all Alaska cruise business. And I'm going to also talk about some wonderful and unique experiences your clients can do both in and around the city of Seattle and the greater area of Washington State. I hope this webinar will be a wealth of knowledge and give you tons of reasons to book your clients an Alaskan cruise from the Port of Seattle. I hope it also gives you some great tips on land extensions to one of the most beautiful regions in the whole of the USA, the Pacific Northwest. Seattle is at the heart of the Pacific Northwest, and it's this magnificent area that is home to spectacular national parks, romantic bays and inlets, hundreds of islands, and a beautiful Pacific coastline. It's this area where you'll find some of the best whale watching on Earth, especially for orcas. You'll find fabulous chocolates and farm-to-fork food, as well as the most delicious wines. And it's this area that is the natural gateway to Alaska. So when you cruise from Seattle, you'll experience true beauty and nature like you've never seen before. And for Aussies and Kiwis, it's so easy to get to Seattle. Plenty of airlines offer one-stop services via LA or San Francisco, or you could choose to fly via Hawaii or even Vancouver. When you arrive at the city, it's so easy to get from the airport to downtown. You can go the traditional ways with bus, taxi or rideshare. However, the easiest is the light rail. This service will have you downtown in just 30 minutes. And when you are downtown, it's very, very easy to get around this city. It's such a walkable city, but there are also some great public transport options available. Seattle has a population of just under 750,000, which is pretty compact given it's home to pretty huge companies such as Costco, Google, Starbucks, Amazon, and Microsoft. And just a quick note on the weather, Seattle's climate is cool and a little wet in the winter, but mild and relatively dry in the summer. So from June to September, the days are nice and long, and the average temperature is about 21 degrees Celsius. The Port of Seattle are excited this year to be celebrating 21 years of serving the cruise industry. And in those 21 years, we truly have had some great growth. To put our growth into perspective, in 1999, we had 6,000 passengers. In 2019, there were more than 200 ship departures with over 1.2 million passengers. Now that's amazing. If you look on the screen now, that's one of my favourite pictures of Seattle. We've got the iconic Space Needle, a cruise ship in the background, and if you look off into the distance, you can see Mount Rainier volcano in Mount Rainier National Park, which I'll tell you about a little later on. Most passengers cruising from Seattle are on the 7-day round-trip cruise to Alaska. There are 7 major cruise lines sailing from Seattle with a total of 11 world-class ships. The Port of Seattle owns and operates 2 downtown cruise ship terminals, Bell Street Terminal and Smith Cove Terminal. There are several reasons that Seattle has become a hub for Alaska cruising. Our natural deepwater port accommodates some of the largest cruise vessels in the world. Our award-winning cruise facilities can manage large groups of passengers, and the cruise terminals have absolutely spectacular settings. There is also easy access to Seattle Airport, which provides extensive domestic and international services. The Bell Street Terminal at Pier 66 is right in the heart of downtown, and it's just moments away from the famous Pike Place markets. Passengers cruising with Norwegian or Oceania will sail from Pier 66, and the customer services include a concierge for city information, cruise day luggage storage, and rental car kiosks. There's great restaurants nearby as well if you needed to grab a meal before boarding or have some spare time to just have a little look around. The Smith Cove Cruise Terminal is at Pier 91 in the attractive area of Ballard. This terminal is home to Carnival, Celebrity, Holland America, Princess, and Royal Caribbean. Customer service here includes the concierge for city information, cruise day luggage storage, and rental car kiosks. And incidentally, Smith Cove is one of the world's first facilities where cruise ships can actually connect to the city's power grid, so this greatly reduces air emissions. One fantastic and unique service that is offered at the Port of Seattle: after their cruise, anyone travelling onwards on domestic flights in the USA can use the Port Valet service. Now, this service picks up luggage outside your cabin and takes the bags directly to the airport. Then you get to explore Seattle completely hands-free. Exploring Seattle by foot on public transport with its buses, trams, and monorail is so easy. But if you want something exciting to do, try taking a 30-minute Kenmore Air seaplane flight seeing tour. It goes from Lake Union and it's $99. And believe me, it is money very well spent. Founded in 1907, the Pike Place Market is the longest running farmers market in the whole of the USA. It was created to provide locals with amazing produce, obviously, and seafood, but it's become a favourite tasting ground for visitors now. And right next to the market, I'm not sure if anybody has heard, there is a place dubbed the Gum Wall, and it truly is an Instagrammer's dream. If you type in the hashtag on Instagram, Gum Wall, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, the first Starbucks was here, opened here in 1971. There are over 600 food, craft and artisan stalls at the market. The fishmongers also provide a brilliant Instagram moment when they toss their fresh from the sea salmon. One of the many must-dos is a visit to the iconic Space Needle. Built in 1962 for the World Fair, it has just had a $100 million refurbishment. You can look out at the breathtaking 360-degree views of the city and mountain ranges, or if you're brave enough, step out onto the Loop, the world's first and only glass rotating floor. And for those art lovers out there, a visit to Chihuly Garden and Glass is a one-of-a-kind art experience. Get up close and personal with the works of this Washington native, Dale Chihuly. There's an exhibition hall, a glass house and glass garden full of flowers and glass trees. This unique showcase of colours is at Chihuly Garden and Glass. And for those aviation lovers out there, just north of Seattle, 30 minutes in fact, you can go and do a tour of the Boeing factory. Tours are about 90 minutes and you can see the workers build the 747s, the 767s, the 777s and the 787 Dreamliners. There really is so much to do in Seattle. We recommend the City Pass as it offers a great value for your customers. It's valid for 9 days and the pass provides entrance to a lot of the must-do attractions at 45% off the regular rack rate. Now, hopefully, your clients will have some time pre or post cruise to enjoy this beautiful state. Washington State has 3 national parks: Olympic, Mount Rainier, and North Cascades. Fabulous wines are produced in many small vineyards throughout the state, and off the coast northwest of Seattle, there are the San Juan Islands, hundreds of islands, many uninhabited. There are the islands of Whidbey and Camino, which are the perfect places to view the whales. The orcas call this area home. There are historic and charming coastal towns, including Port Townsend on the Olympic Peninsula and Bellingham, north of Seattle, on the way to Vancouver. Each is well worth a visit. And of course, Seattle and Washington are famous for films and TV. Sleepless in Seattle, Frasier, Men in Black, Twin Peaks, Grey's Anatomy are amongst the many programs and films shot in this beautiful part of the world. Mount Rainier National Park is home to one of America's most notable volcanoes. Mount Rainier is surrounded by valleys, waterfalls, and acres of old-growth forest. In the winter, the park is clad in well over 100 glaciers, But in the summer, the alpine meadows blaze in a display of wonderful, colourful, wild flowers. Mount Rainier is about a 2-hour drive from Seattle, and many people visit the mountain as a day trip to hike and enjoy the spectacular scenery. North Cascades National Park is a vast wilderness area which is actually twice the size of Yellowstone National Park. The park is full of wildlife. With high alpine regions and stunning aqua-clear lakes and rivers, it's totally pristine. There's a 400-mile Cascade Loop road that visitors can drive to tour this region. It starts and it ends in Seattle. Olympic National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site of around 1 million acres. It's home to incredible landscapes, from the high mountains of Hurricane Ridge to the beautiful Pacific Coast beaches. There are natural hot springs and glorious mountain lakes. This park also houses the Lush Ho Rainforest, where if you're lucky enough, you may just well see some of the 5,000 resident Roosevelt elk that call this area home. Now, if you weren't aware, the state's capital city is in fact Olympia, not Seattle. The state's legislative building has free walking tours, and Olympia is a really popular city all year round for farmers markets, coffee tasting, brew pubs, which are a specialty. There's a lovely marina here and plenty of parks and trails for walking. Washington State is a huge wine producer, second in fact to California in the USA. You can choose from over 900 vineyards in this state to visit. Key areas for wine country include Yakima, Tri-Cities and Walla Walla. Walla Walla is about a 4.5-hour drive from Seattle or a 50-minute plane flight. If you head on over to our website, seattlecruisealaska.co.uk, you'll find more details on cruising to Alaska from Seattle, as well as various Washington State itineraries. There's also a Plan Your Holidays page where you'll find lots of tips for your clients when planning their itineraries. Our website also features additional information on Seattle and Washington State cruise and stay experiences. It's got travel tips, news, and other helpful information. For rights-free images, you can go to touroperatorland.com, where you can register and download your choice of images instantly. And on this slide, we also have a range of other websites that might be of interest. You can see on the right-hand side also, there's personal contacts if you ever need any information whatsoever, promotional ideas or support, copy, videos, images, please contact us. Cruising to Alaska is truly a bucket list experience. The USA purchased Alaska in 1867 for $7.2 million. And to provide perspective, the state of Alaska is 1/5 the landmass of the other 48 states. Now, why do people cruise to Alaska? Well, that's easy. The wildlife, the mountains, the glaciers. Alaska is home to more than half of the world's glaciers. In the next video, I'll show you an Alaskan port of call from Seattle.
There he is.
Whoa. Right there.
Whoa. You see that? Come here.
Oh my.
The imagery in Seattle and Washington State truly is spectacular, isn't it? Now, when you're next selling an Alaska cruise, please remember the option of seeing Seattle and the bucket list experiences that are available to do in Washington State. Thank you so much for your attention, and don't hesitate to get in contact if you need to have any assistance on ground arrangements, hotels, transports, images, copy, or videos. Have a great day and see you very soon.